Hello, boys and girls. Today's story is Louder, Lili, written by Gennifer Choldenko and illustrated by S.D. Schindler. I think you will enjoy this. When Lili heard her name, she answered, "Here," in a voice so soft you couldn't hear it, even if you wanted to. Mrs. Backmeyer marked Lili absent. When Lili heard, "All right, everyone, find a partner," Lili's stomach twisted and her mouth froze closed. Every kid had a partner except Lili. "You with the ponytail, come be my partner," Mrs. Backmeyer said, and the whole class stared at Lili. "Lili, sweetheart, you have to learn to speak up," Mrs. Backmeyer said, erasing the zero by Lili's name. Mrs. Backmeyer did not have a speaking up problem. Her voice was so loud you had to listen to it whether you wanted to or not. Even the birds in the sky and the fishes in the sea heard Mrs. Backmeyer, and they all did what she said. At recess, Lili did not go out to play. She curled up in a corner of the classroom next to Lois, the guinea pig, and read books. Only Lois knew she was there. After recess, Mrs. Backmeyer asked who wanted to take care of Lois. Arms shot up around Lili, wild arms, waving arms, arms that flew in all directions. Lili wanted to raise her hand, but her hand would not go up. Rita B. got to take care of Lois. Rita B. got to take her out of her cage. Rita B. got to fill her water and pour the seeds into her dish. "Well, how was school today?" Lili's mama asked when she picked Lili up. "Did you have someone to eat lunch with?" "Lois," Lili said. "That's nice," her mom said. "What's her last name? I'll invite her whole family over for dinner." "She's an orphan," Lili said. "Oh dear, you be nice to her, Lili Ann." The next day, when it was time to find partners, a girl named Cassidy grabbed Lili's arm. "You're my partner for Rhyming Pond," Cassidy announced. "You write the rhymes, I'll color the fishies." "Squishy, fishy, itchy, witchy, cookie dough, Oreo. Who did these?" Mrs. Backmeyer asked. "They're terrific." "I did," Cassidy said. Did she really? During lunch, Cassidy wanted to share. "You get the carrots, I get the cake," she said. In science, Cassidy got the butterflies and Lili got the dirt. And in reading corner, Cassidy got Secrets of Fairy World and Lili got the big book of grammar rules. Every day after that, Cassidy picked Lili as a partner. Lily's my best friend, Cassidy said. But Lily stood with Lois, watching Rita B. clean her cage. Then one day Mrs. Backmeyer got laryngitis. Mrs. Snyderman was there. Mrs. Snyderman didn't do partners. Mrs. Snyderman didn't do much of anything except talk on her cell phone to Mr. Snyderman. "Hey," said Cassidy, "let's take Lois out." Cassidy opened the cage and picked up Lois. "May I have a turn?" asked Lili in a voice you didn't have to hear if you didn't want to. Cassidy didn't want to hear. "Let's give Lois a haircut," said Cassidy. And she grabbed the scissors. "Hey, don't do that," said Lili. "I'm going to tell," said Rita B. "Who are you going to tell?" Cassidy asked. "Mrs. Spiderman?" Mrs. Snyderman was in the bathroom. She had been in there a long time, much longer than it took to do your business, no matter what kind it was. "Leave Lois alone," said Lili in the loudest voice she had ever used, but Cassidy didn't hear. "Let's pour glue in her water," Cassidy said. Lili wished Mrs. Backmeyer was there with all her might, but Mrs. Backmeyer wasn't there. No teacher was there. Cassidy grabbed Lois's water bottle. She tipped the glue forward. Lili's face burned. Her mouth tasted like Tabasco sauce, and from deep inside came a voice so loud it made the windows rattle, the desks rumble, and the rug come up off the floor. "Stop it!" Look at her now. Everyone stopped it. The kids in Lili's class, the kids in the classroom next door, the birds in the sky and the fishes in the sea. They all stopped it too. Even the glue in the bottle stood still. "Give her here," said Lili. "You could have just told me you wanted a turn. You didn't have to get all bossy," Cassidy said. "Let's put her back in the cage," said Rita B. "We won't let Cassidy near her," said Lili. "Ever again," said Rita B. When Mrs. Backmeyer came back to school, she still couldn't speak very loudly. "Pick partners," she whispered. "Rita B.?" Lili asked in a voice just loud enough for Rita to hear. "Lili," said Rita B., taking her hand. So now we know the new partners. And that's the story of Louder Lili. When she really, really, really had to say something, she got loud enough, didn't she? I will see you in another book.